the Lakers for a second time this season, winning 111 to 106. Lakers led by as many as 15 at one point, but Kawhi scored 11 of his 35 points in clutch time, the fourth quarter. Then there's Patrick Beverley forcing a LeBron turnover at the end to seal the game. LeBron struggled from the field, missing his first 7 shots. He ends up 9 of 24, and his 10 missed threes were a career worst, and certainly a contributing factor. Shannon, if you had to choose the best player on the planet right now, who would it be?
LeBron. I'm not just going to look at 2 games. I'm going to look at the complete body of work. No guy that's missed a quarter of a season can be considered. There's a reason why they didn't give Carson Wentz the MVP. He missed the last 3 regular season games. He was leading the NFL. He finished, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 1 touchdown behind Russell Wilson. Had, 4,000 yards, and he didn't win the MVP. You can't be considered the best player in the NBA playing a quarter of the game. Stop that, Skip Bayless. Look, I'm not going to cherry pick and say, okay, do you see what he did last night? Look, they're basically, their numbers are pretty similar. Both are averaging about 25.5 per game. Both at about 6.5 rebounds per game. But LeBron doubles him up in the assist total, 10 to 5. I think they're kind of shooting maybe comparable. Kawhi is way better from the free throw line, so I'm not going to even sugar. I think Kawhi is shooting 87%. LeBron is shooting like 68%. But to all of a sudden now, after 2 games, to say this guy, if you said, okay, you can have one guy to start a team with right now, I'm still taking LeBron. LeBron is better than Kawhi. I'm taking LeBron, and I'm not going to just say because Kawhi's had 2 outstanding games against the Lakers. But the body of work and what LeBron has been able to do in 24 and 7 now in 30 of the 31 games versus Kawhi that's missed 5, 6 of the games. No, I'm not saying Kawhi is better. Kawhi is not better than LeBron, and the best player in the world is still LeBron James.
Okay, my turn. Before I get into my argument, I got to pay homage to this guy. This used to wear number 35 for the Golden State Warriors. He's now, I think he's with Brooklyn, but I don't know, maybe he retired because he is out of sight and completely out of mind, and nobody discusses Kevin Durant anymore. He, as long as he's still alive, and I think he's still alive, is the best player on the planet. Yes, he is. He proved it in not only back-to-back MVP finals, but in that little flash that we saw him last year before he faithfully tore his Achilles tendon. Did he not just turn the whole game and it looked like series around?
Skip.
Come on, he's the best player on the planet.
He's playing with another 2-time MVP and Draymond and Clay. Stop this.
They begged him to come.
Yes,
right?
they did.
They begged him, and he turned their lives around.
Right.
He went to LeBron's house 2 straight years and said, "In your face," literally.
Well, why did he do that with? Why didn't he do that with OKC?
Well, did you see what happened to James Harden last night or yesterday at Golden State?
Okay.
That's what kept happening to Kevin in Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook kept getting in his way.
Whatever.
Well, he did. Okay. But he's out of sight, out of mind. Now I got one other disqualifier here to this. I watched a game yesterday between Philadelphia and Milwaukee in Philly. And I was in awe once again of a guy that I picked this year before the season started to be the MVP of this league, and his name is Joel Embiid. And for whatever reason yesterday, and I can tell you what I think the reason was, he woke up and said, you know what, today I'm going to play. When he decides to play, he is the best player on this planet.
No.
He can dominate both ends the way nobody can because he's the guy who's 7 feet tall and can make threes. He's making 33% of his threes. LeBron's now at 34%. So I don't know. It's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And Joel Embiid can make free throws like crazy. He's an 83% free throw shooter. It's sick what he can do to people when he decides to do it. And yesterday, because it was Giannis in his building, he said, okay, watch this. And what did he say right after the game in his interview? He said, I just wanted to make a statement that I want to be Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, good
Was that not music to the ears of Brett Brown, his coach?
Good luck. AD way ahead of you in that category.
Okay,
buddy.
but I don't think he's way ahead when Joel decides to play defense, and he wanted to show up Giannis yesterday.
Skip,
Did he not show him up?
Skip.
Boy, Giannis went 8 for 27.
Skip, you know how this works. You can't say, well, when he wants to play. How can you say a guy's best when he had 0 points in the game?
When you see it, you just say, aha, there it is. I can't explain the rest of it. Maybe he's just not born to be that guy.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't have that.
So he disqualified.
That set of intangibles.
If you play a game in which you play 25 plus minutes and you score 0 points, you're disqualified.
Okay. All right, and his points are down by 5. He's averaging 23. He was 28 last year because they added Al Horford, and obviously they lost some shooters, some distance scoring, and all of a sudden the lane is getting more and more clogged. But yesterday he said, I'm not going to worry about that. Just give me the ball and get out of my way. And you saw what happened. So, again, he deserves an honorable mention here. Okay. Now we get to the argument.
Yep.
Okay, Giannis is sitting atop PER because he owns PER, the player efficiency rating. Okay, so he's 1 and Luka's 2 and James Harden is 3. And then it goes AD, LeBron, Joel, and Kawhi. Okay. So those are the top 8 right in a row. But Giannis is going to own it because he's going to put up just insane numbers.
He's going to be 30 and 13.
Okay, he's just going to do it.
Yeah.
Except we saw what happened to him in the conference finals last year. And I saw what happened to him yesterday, which was the flip side of what happened on that Thursday night last week when your Lakers visited Milwaukee, because that was his turn to say, not in my house. And he showed up, LeBron and AD, right?
Yeah.
Well, I still don't trust Giannis to be that guy in that moment because he turns right around in Philadelphia and just no-shows.
Hey, guess what, Skip? Remember against the Lakers, he's 5 of 7 from the 3.
He was a career-high 5
and yesterday he was 0 for 7.
Okay, so I think that was closer to the real Giannis yesterday.
Yes.
Which brings me back to Kawhi Leonard, once my favorite player in San Antonio until he quit on my team.
He's back again.
He's back in good graces. I can't call him my favorite player, but all I know is this. He was the MVP of last year's finals. LeBron James, not in the playoffs last year.
Okay.
And all I know, there have been 2 games of the year so far in the NBA. I think you would agree with that. Am I right? I mean, okay, everybody agrees it's Lakers, Clippers, Clippers, Lakers. It's 1-2, 2-1, 1-2, 2-1, right? This is it. And they have met twice because they share the building, so it's been 1 Clipper home game, 1 Laker home game. Who dominated both games? Kawhi Leonard. Who was better than AD or LeBron in both the games? Kawhi Leonard was. Both ends of the floor, he was better than both of them.
But you do realize in yesterday's game, both players scored 11 points in the 4th quarter.
Okay, but LeBron down the stretch last 6:39 scored 1 point and missed the other free throw, which was a crucial free throw on the scoreboard, right? Well, who just kept scoring? Who kept making defensive plays? It was clear Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the floor both nights from start to finish. He set the tone in both games. He scores 30 the first night. He scored 35 last night. Against the Lakers in the 2 games, he's 17 of 18 from the free throw line. LeBron's not. What more do you need? On the biggest stages in the biggest games, this guy keeps saying, I'm the best player on the planet, and I got to give him that today. He earned it last night.
So hold on. So we're just going to. So I don't understand how we can say a guy that's missed 6, 7 games because of load managing. Now, if you say he's that defensive guy, I just saw Russell Westbrook a week ago go get 40. I saw James Harden go get 47. And I saw him get another 37. So where's that defense that I'm seeing?
Okay, what I keep telling you. He's been load managing since his 2nd year in San Antonio. He doesn't care about those games. He cares about statement games, and he cares about May and June.
That's it.
Skip. Period. End of story.
Skip. I looked it up. Greg Popovich has stole a game here and there. This didn't really come into our vocabulary until Pop started resting his key guys in national televised games. If you look at Tim Duncan was playing 78, 80, 82 ball games. He didn't start load managing until he got into his late 30s. Even at 37, he played 75 games. Same thing with Tony Parker. Manu plays, I think 75 or 76 games at 37. Kawhi is 25, 26. So this load management has to do with age. Kawhi's in his 20s.
Okay, but it's just how he functions. It's just, and I think Uncle Dennis has had a lot to do with it because Uncle Dennis has encouraged him, just tell him no. Just tell them you're not going to play. What are they going to do? Cut you? They're not going to cut you.
Here's the thing. Look, we know that superstars in basketball has more clout, has more cachet than any other professional sport. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Messi or Ronaldo.
No, but I agree with you. They do.
Skip, Tom Brady can't go to Mr. Kraft and get Bill Belichick fired.
No.
LeBron, Giannis,
They
Kawhi, they can go to the state and get you up out of it, and you go.
I would agree.
So if he says, Skip, that's why they can say, look, I want my entourage to be on the plane. And guess what the entourage is going to be? You think Tom Brady can get his entourage? He might be able to get the trainer, but he ain't getting dad. He ain't getting girlfriend. These players, if they want their girlfriend, significant other to be on the team charter, guess who's going to be on the team charter sitting there with the player?
Okay.
And the baby. Because that's what Toronto did. Toronto acquiesced and had Toronto's significant other.
A championship.
Skip, if you got that kind of leverage, but here's the thing. In other words, in order for this to be successful, you got to win the championship every year. Did Pop win the championship every year? Because the first 4 years, there was no such thing as load management. Load management didn't come into existence until 2014.
Okay, but it's this guy, and he keeps backing it up.
But Skip, he was injured early on. There was no load management. He was injured. He wouldn't even play with a thumbnail or a splinter.
Okay, we got to put quotes around those injuries. There's a lot of players, Jordan, Bird, Magic, they just played through those because that was the time. That's what you did.
Skip, some guys, you got to be strong mentally to be able to play with injury or a lingering injury or hurt and still go out there and perform. Well, he doesn't feel that if I can't be 100%, I ain't going out there. But it's going to be very few times, Skip, that after that first game, that you're going to be 100%.
Okay, but if he showed you mental weakness in a big stage game, I'd say, look at this. This is demonstrating that he just doesn't have a basketball backbone. But he does. And look what LeBron has done. And there's been 2 statement games this year at Staples. LeBron now in those 2 games is 3 for 17 from 3. It's horrendous. He's only 16 of 43 from the field.